Hello, everyone. Welcome to Online Seller UK podcast. My name is Prabhat, founder at Online Seller UK, and today we'll be talking about really another interesting topic, which is A/B testing for Amazon sellers. So I'm joined by Andri from Product Opinion, and he is a seller himself as well. And obviously, we are going to talk about his experience with A/B testing and the tool he's built. So, welcome to our podcast.
Thank you. Thank you. Pleasure being here.
Excellent. So, I think it's better for you to introduce yourself, your company, and then we can take it from there.
Absolutely. Yeah, so my name is Andri Sadlak. I've been selling on Amazon since 2017. Sold my first business in 2020. Also co-founded a software called Product Opinion. Product Opinion is Global Seller Awards winner for the best A/B testing platform for Amazon sellers. And also a part of a small aggregator where I run uh, beauty brands mostly, but some like quite a few. So still a seller, still in the trenches, still learning every day, still feeling humbled by Amazon. So that's who I am.
Excellent. So, so let's talk about, direct to the topic as such. So, A/B testing. Um, is it even needed?
Well, let me ask you back. Is conversion even important?
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, so the answer then the same for whether A/B testing is needed. I know a lot of sellers do A/B testing through Amazon's native manager experiments, which is amazing. Got to do that. The reason we exist as Product Opinion is we help you do more and get better results, more predictable results, and maximize your ROI when you A/B test.
Okay. So you've said quite a few things there. So let me break it down. So you mentioned Amazon got their own A/B testing, and obviously you've got your A/B testing. So how would your A/B testing be different to Amazon?
It's part of the same cycle. So if you ask me,
Hmm.
hey, what's the process?
Yeah.
Amazon's A/B testing is part of the process, and it's essentially the last step. Yeah, we can dive into it too, but essentially, if I explain it in simple words, in terms of market research, there are two major parts of research in the market. So if you're trying to improve your listing, you research the market. You can do it qualitatively and you can do it quantitatively, right? So
Mhm.
what Amazon offers you with manager experiments is purely quantitative. It shows you the winner, shows you by how much, that's it. No idea why, no background, no context. You're just guessing. Oh, maybe it's because of this, right?
Mhm.
So what we offer is preliminary steps so that your victories on energy experiments are much more predictable and the percentage by how much you win is much higher as well.
So you mentioned the win side of things. So what is actually the win?
So winning is increasing the conversion, right? I'm not really a big believer in pretty images. It doesn't have to be beautiful. Whatever sells, right? That's the measure. So if it improves your sales, that's a victory. I feel like I'm winning if I sell more. Um, yeah, the goal is to win on Amazon, but the way you win on Amazon, especially in today's Amazon's environment, is not just by being first to market or the best product market fit, but also constantly, systematically tweaking things to convey the message better and connect with the customer better. The customers are emotional creatures. It's not AI buying for us yet. It's still humans. So adjusting the whole strategy to be customer centric is what I believe in and what A/B testing is for essentially.
So you mentioned about customers and what they want. So let me connect this with the A/B testing you're doing. So what sort of things can be, to be precise, do we A/B test the content like title, images? So in your opinion, if I have to say, let's say two things you need to do A/B testing, what would that be?
Well, obviously, the main image is your main thing that you can optimize. I'd say it's the Pareto principle, 80/20, right? So 20% of the efforts that will deliver 80% of the results when you A/B test. So I would definitely focus the most on optimizing your main image. And I even have a five-step SOP on how to do it properly. Can also share that if you want. But there are other things. There's title, and using some kind of speed bump to break the pattern in your title can also help with conversion, at the very least with click-through rate, so you get people to your listing. Then obviously other things on the listing help, so copy, A plus, secondary images, all of that can be A/B tested and should be A/B tested as much as possible within and outside of Amazon too. So say secondary images. I don't think I need to repeat this too often, but second, third, fourth image would be much more important than six, sevens, eights, right? So another test we often do is image rank test, where people
Mhm.
rank the images based on the importance of the information they see. Because most people, and I've been seeing, one of the functions is watching people shop. So we record people's screens, and I've been watching a lot of these recordings. Not everybody is going through the listing fully. The most attention goes into main image, image number two, image number three, and usually they just jump to reviews. They want to see what the product looks like in real life. They check review images as well. They see one-star reviews. I'd say only maybe 30 to 40% from what I've seen actually looks at A plus and goes through it, right? A little bit different on mobile. On mobile, people have to scroll through the whole thing with their finger, so they see a little more of A plus. But if your product is mostly purchased on desktop, then the most attention has to go to main image, maybe second, third image.
Wow. Okay. And what percentage you think, there are different numbers out there, but in your opinion, what percentage of the shoppers are mobile shoppers, you think, roughly?
Oh, I don't know that yet. Yeah, it's very category specific, right? If you're selling couches, probably not that high. If you're selling
Yeah.
something within like 20, 30, $40, probably a lot more, especially if it's smaller and people just make an emotional purchase.
Yeah.
Yeah, so stuff like beauty supplements, I'd say
Yeah.
you have to be very mobile centric.
Yeah. Absolutely. But generally, we have to anyway because it's a non-fact that mobile visits are quite higher, but
100%.
it's good.
It's
Yeah.
growing. It's growing for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. 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 No doubt. Um. Okay. Cool. So obviously, this A/B testing that you're talking to, it makes sense because it improves the conversion. Obviously, that's a win for e-com sellers for sure. Um, Now we need to think about the amount of investment a seller need to make to go through the process, right? So it's not only finance, it's the amount of time involved, the thought process involved, and a planning involved, and all that sort of thing. So we can talk about somebody who's just starting up, and then we can look at somebody who is growing. So, what stage of the seller's life cycle we need to, or product life cycle we need to consider this?
No, absolutely. Any stage, honestly. Pre-launch as well.
Yeah.
And that's where you need to use off Amazon testing specifically because you can't really test on Amazon yet.
Yes.
You can really decide what you're going to sell or how to design it even before you place that purchase order and have very high confidence it's going to do well because you can simulate search environment on Amazon and get real data from your target audience, right? Then post-launch as well, so optimization. Honestly, in terms of the software, I can tell you that most of our users use it for post-launch just to constantly optimize. There's always something you can change. But for new sellers, if you wanted to begin with that, what you can do, multiple things. So first of all, we have Pinion Video. Nobody else offers that. What it does, think of a Loom video where your target audience looks at whatever you ask them to look at, be it Amazon search results, anybody's listing, or even your Google folder with your blueprints or renders of the product you're developing, and they answer your questions out loud. Okay, and they explain their thinking, they tell you what's important, what matters, what they pay attention to, what features and benefits they want to see in the product, whatever you need to know, right? What I use it the most for when even pre-launch or also optimizing listings, I send them to search results on Amazon, so real Amazon, and ask them, hey, look at these products, look at the search results. Tell me which ones get the most of your attention. What would be your number one, number two, number three option? Click on a few, click on, say, top three. Tell me if you would trust to buy this brand from this brand. What features and benefits matter the most to you? Is there any information missing? So even if I'm developing a new product, I can really understand my target audience. Let's say I'm launching something to moms who have kids of 3 to 8 years old. I can select specifically that audience and hear their voices explaining themselves. And then all of a sudden, in 5 to 10 videos like that, and every video is like 3 to 5 minutes, I learn much more about the market and what people care about than most of the competitors who have been selling for years. Why? Because they don't really ever talk to their customers. Amazon doesn't let us do that. It's not Shopify where you can email them, collect survey results, right? So this way, I have the most unfiltered way. This is purely qualitative. We go back to that research stages. There's qualitative and quantitative. So qualitative, there's no real statistical data yet, but I know, hey, people pay attention to this color, or it's important that it's machine washable, or they would only click on it if it says dentist approved, or it's vegan and cruelty free. That's why they're clicking on these products, right? Now that I know that, I can develop my product better, right? Then another thing I can do pre-launch is I can create Amazon search simulation environment. So to people providing feedback, it looks exactly like Amazon search results page, but it's fake. It's simulated, and you can select who to show there. So if you know, hey, these five, for example, are the real best sellers and the most similar to what I'm launching, okay? You can put them there, and you can upload your image for the product you're about to launch. And then you can see if you're getting the clicks at the price point that makes sense for you to launch. And then you can see if you're not, why the others get the clicks. And mind you, you can adjust everything. You can adjust the number of reviews, pricing, ranking. You can also blur that. So when people look at the search results, they don't see the number of reviews yet. So their answers will be purely based on the image and title, right? But at least they really well understand this is Amazon search results. That's why I'm asking this question. I'm going to do what I would naturally do. And they click, they explain themselves. And that way you collect both qualitative and quantitative data, and you can use that to develop the product, perfect the image, perfect the title, address the points they're concerned about, and not show them what they don't care about, right? So that's
Okay.
pre-launch. Post-launch, obviously similar things, but you optimize the existing scenarios. So search simulation would be like real situation, and it's still very, very useful, and especially high ROI would be on the best sellers because small improvements in conversion can pay for testing for years. And I've seen that myself. There's case study I usually share where we just changed one main image, and that one main image for a UK seller changed it from 35, I think 34,000 per month product to 70,000 per month product. So like over 15,000 pounds in a month only through changing the main image. And it's not because it's pretty. It's a normal main image. It's because the image communicated what people wanted to see. That's it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think I'm nodding my head for everything you're telling because I think I'm agreeing to what you're saying, but also I'm amazed by how comprehensive the survey or result, I'm sorry, survey or research can be. In my opinion, it's invaluable because I rather do the testing and launch the product than launch the product and find the failures or faults, let's put it that way. So
Yeah, scratch your
again,
head about how to liquidate it.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I think it's for anybody, anybody who wants to sell on Amazon doesn't go in to say, okay, I'm going to test it for a few months and I'm just going to leave it. Like yourself, everybody wants to go in and do some longer term business for sure. So it
Yeah.
makes sense doing from the start. I like also what you mentioned about post launch and testing and continuous testing. I think that's pretty cool as well.
You want some advanced stuff, Prabhat?
I think what we need to do, I need to stop you there because, like I said, no, it's a short podcast, and I
I can
think
go forever, I know.
yeah, absolutely. It's not that. I think a lot of people wants to get a flavor of what it can do. And
Yeah,
I think what you mentioned gives already quite a bit of flavor on what product opinion can do for the seller. So we can, with due
absolutely.
respect, we can wrap it now. But if anybody wants
Sure.
to even don't know about the product opinion very well and I have some doubts and questions about it, may want to have a chat with you before they're signing up and things like that. So where is the place to find you for that?
Oh yeah, I'm easy to find. I'm the only Andri Sadlak in the world. So any social media, AndriSadlak. Or if you're very serious, want to jump on a call and you're like, hey, I'm running 7, 8 figure business. I know I need to do this. What's the right way? Then just email me. Andri, Andri at productopinion.com. And yeah, I'm usually very easygoing and happy to jump on calls.
Absolutely. Now, again, thanks very much for the valuable time and information you've given us today. It's really helpful.
Absolutely. My pleasure. Happy to help.
And I'll speak to you soon. All the best.
Take care.